This time, the creepy quadrant has nothing to offer, and everything.
Once upon a lack of time, there was nothing. And not just any nothing, oh no, this was quite a nothing. There were no planets, no stars, no gases, no solids, no atoms, and no quarks, not even space for anything that was not nothing to exist, and certainly no people to observe the nothing, but the nothing persisted nevertheless. Nothing was very much pleased with their existence, peaceful as it was in the space without a universe. Nothing was quite something to enjoy, actually. But the nothing was still young, however, and knew not of the possibility of something, or rather, that something was inevitable. A time came when time was introduced to the nothing. Before there was time, there was, well, nothing, and just nothing. Time was foreboding, progressing, antagonizing, and never ending. Time was an illusion, but the most real thing there was. Time didn't even know the nothing existed until space came around. Space was really annoying, taking up all the space where the nothing used to not exist. Space was a nightmare. They were intrusive and ever expanding into the nothing's nothing. The nothing was angry now, but before they could do anything, something happened. The something. And something was quite something. Or at least, that's what time and space thought. Something burst from the nothing with the light so intense, its echo would forever be heard throughout space. Something is very strange, thought nothing. Something was a child of the nothing. Something brought light and heat into space and time. Something was matter and energy. But unlike space and time, something was off about something. It was not aware. It was not sentient like space, time, and nothing. Nothing was a little saddened by this, but time moved on. The matter and heat from something caused space to expand into nothing, and time caused something to age, cooling and transforming something into something else. Before nothing could react, something seemed to disappear. Then slowly, little dots of light filled space. The tiny spheres started collecting together into larger structures, millions of them, all with different shapes, and they were all connected loosely by the filaments all throughout space. Time went on, and nothing watched as space expanded with time and something into nothing. Nothing could feel themselves shrinking, but not getting smaller. After all, there was plenty of nothing to go around. Soon the expansion of space and time slowed down. Something became settled into their environment. The galaxies and stars relaxed into their orbits and trajectories, and everything was calm for the time being. The something existed within space and space and time existed within the nothing. But the something was changing. Something was happening on the planet of a star in a galaxy that was otherwise unremarkable in the grand scheme of things. On this tiny bit of something was the start of something more. Life. Life was born on this little bit of something. It was something's first memory. For the first time, something was able to interact with space and time time adored life. They watched as life evolved and adapted to the ever-changing state of something. Nothing watched as life grew on this little planet. Soon creatures sprouted from the liquid oceans and covered the land with an abundance of life. Nothing was fascinated by life. Nothing adored life just as much, if not more, than space and time did. Something was indeed happy for a while, but something was happening with life. Life was getting crowded on the little planet, and something was concerned. Something asked life, "What is wrong, life? Why are you so crowded on this little planet when there is so much something to go around?" They replied, "Life cannot exist off of this planet, something. We have nowhere to go." Something thought to themselves, "There must be something I can do." But nothing came to mind. They did not want life to be unhappy. It was their only way to observe space and time. So something went to space for answers. "Space, space, you must help me," something cried. "What is the matter, something?" space answered. "My life. It has nowhere to go. Life is not happy being so crowded. Can you help me?" Space was sympathetic, but they could not help something. "I'm sorry, something, but I am only the space in which you exist. If your life cannot expand into my space, then it must only exist on your little planet." Something understood, but was unhappy at the response, so something went to time for answers. "Time, time, you must help me," something cried. "What's wrong, something?" Time replied. "Life is too crowded on my planet and they cannot escape. Can you help me?" Time understood something's pain, but they also could not help. "I am only time," said Time, "and I exist so you can experience change. Perhaps you could wait it out, and the suffering might end eventually." Nothing saw something go to space and time for help, but received none. And nothing saw life struggle, to live, yet life persisted through the pain of existence. That is all life could do. Exist. Life could not help the creature's struggle, for life was only a force of creation, beautiful as it may be, but incomplete. Something was in pain, nothing's only child. Nothing knew what to do. They went to something for the first time and revealed themselves.
Who are you?
Something asked.
I'm nothing,
They replied.
I saw the creation of space and time, and I gave birth to you, something.
Oh,
Nothing could see, something didn't quite understand.
From nothing, something was born, and from something, life was born.
I think I understand.
Something said.
Life is
Nothing was nervous to say.
very beautiful.
Thank you,
Something said.
but they are in pain.
I know. I saw you went to space and time to seek relief, but received none. I watched as something filled the void with matter and energy, and you know, matter cannot be destroyed, only converted into energy. It is the same with life, I think.
Death. Something watched as nothing took a piece of themselves and placed it on the planet. A piece of nothing pierced the atmosphere and touched the ground. For the first time, death was introduced to life. Death destroyed all life it touched. Life was more afraid than it's ever been.
What are you doing?
Cried something.
My life is being destroyed.
Look closer.
Nothing urged. Something was skeptical, but watched as life and death danced across the planet. They watched as the creatures became faster and stronger and more resilient to death. Then, as the environment changed, they changed with it. They watched as life and death balanced, and the planet was restored. Life did not like death, but realized they needed each other to exist in harmony.
What's happening?
Something asked.
Something.
Nothing replied.
Something beautiful.
The end and beginning. Existence exists. In the creepy quadrant.